Hey guys, Devlin Hessler's here, competitive bodybuilder, coach, and personal trainer over here at Gym in the North. This is my intro to bodybuilding. First nutrition tip for the day is we are going to start with talking about water. Everybody knows that hydration is number one key when it comes to feeling good and making sure that your muscles are healthy and your body feels great. Water is very important for recovery, and so the general recommendation is to take your body weight in pounds, cut that in half, and that's how many ounces you should drink. So if you are a 200-pound male, you should be drinking as a minimum 100 ounces of water a day. Now personally, I like to round that up to an extra liter just to be safe. So I would say, hey, if you're a 200-pound male, you should be drinking a minimum of 4 liters of water a day. Now, on top of making sure that your water is in, your body still will not contract muscles properly if you don't have the appropriate amount of salt as well. Now, a lot of people demonize sodium in the weight loss community. Fact is we actually really need sodium to contract muscles properly. The recommended dosage for salt is to add roughly 1/4 teaspoon to every meal throughout the day. Now, the reason that salt is demonized in the weight loss community is typically there's a lot of sodium in a lot of the processed foods that you're eating. When you're working in bodybuilding, we're not eating a lot of processed foods, so we are really low and deficient a lot of times on that sodium intake. That's why we add salt to almost every meal. Next, we're gonna be talking about protein, every bodybuilder's favorite macro. So for protein, a good estimate for how much protein you need is roughly about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So again, if you are a 200-pound male, 200 grams of protein could very well be the right amount for you. If you have a lot of muscle mass, I recommend actually increasing that to a 1.2 to a 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. So as a 200-pound male, I would say anywhere between 250 to 300 grams of protein would probably be ideal for you. For females, a lot of times you can get away with 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight, but depending on your type of physique will really depend on how much protein you're really wanting to go. If you're quite lean, I would recommend going to 1 gram to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. If you're really not super lean, I would recommend going between 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight for females. So carbohydrates are the most readily used source of energy that you give your body. No matter what kind of carbohydrate it is that you eat, it all breaks down into sugar, into blood glucose, and it can store in your muscles as glycogen. When it comes to nutrition for bodybuilding, it's highly recommended to have the majority of your carbohydrates around your workout. I would say probably even close to 30 to 35% of your carbohydrates should be roughly around in your pre-workout meal, with about the same for your post-workout meal. For the first 2 hours after your workout, your body is more readily able to store a lot of those carbohydrates that you're eating back into glycogen to replenish the stores that you just depleted. And so for me, a typical meal for a post-workout would be anywhere between 150 to 300 grams of rice with 125 to 175 grams of chicken. What that's gonna do is that's gonna give me a solid amount of carbohydrates, easily digestible, so I'm not gonna be super full and bloated for a long period of time, and it's gonna add really well to my protein goals for the day too. So for a quick touch up on supplements, there are a few that I heavily recommend. Number one, creatine monohydrate. Creatine is the most studied supplement on the entire planet, and it is one of the cheapest too. In reality, I think every human being on planet Earth should be taking creatine every single day for the rest of their lives, whether they lift or not. That's beside the point. Creatine helps store more water in your muscles. Now, a lot of people are afraid of taking creatine because they're going to hold more water, but if it's holding more water in your muscle just looks bigger. Another good benefit to the creatine when it comes to bodybuilding is creatine is going to allow you to be able to get more reps, get more strength, and have more power in your workouts. Now, I, as a 200-pound male, I take upwards of 9 grams of creatine in a day, and that's to make sure that all of my muscle is saturated with as much creatine as I can take. The next most important supplement, in my personal opinion, would be vitamin D. We don't spend a lot of time outdoors these days, and if you're a bodybuilder, you're probably spending a lot of time in the gym and spending a lot of time cooking at home. So you're not out as much as you probably should be. I recommend taking about 3,000 to 5,000 IUs of vitamin D first thing in the morning. Third supplement on my list would be fish oils. Now, I don't want just any fish oils. I want to make sure that there's a good amount of EPA and DHA. And these supplements bring a lot of benefits when it comes to organ health, brain health, mood, great development of the body. Now, we're gonna talk a little bit for pre-workout here. Pre-workout is not a necessity when it comes to bodybuilding, but the way that I look at it is if I'm gonna be able to get a 1% benefit, I wanna take that 1% benefit. So the 3 top supplements that I recommend to have in your pre-workout would be caffeine to help push, give you that little bit of extra energy, be able to get a couple of extra reps. You want beta-alanine, roughly about 4 grams is a proper minimum dosage. And that again is gonna help you get more reps. And citrulline malate, so roughly around 6 grams is a good minimum dosage for that. Those are my top 3 supplements for a pre-workout. Last bit for food talk, whey protein. Although heavily processed, is one of the best sources to be able to get your protein. I don't recommend going beyond 2 or 3 of your meals utilizing whey protein to get your goals. Real food will always trump anything that is processed. That, my friends, is our intro to bodybuilding. So I'm excited to see you down at the Gym in the North. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.